Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I've come on today because I've decided for the next 6 weeks I'm going to do a Crafty Christmas countdown, and it's going to be 12 projects, 2 a week for the next 6 weeks and then run up to Christmas, and I think it's about the 20th of December that it should finish. My nails are an absolute mess, so ignore them. There's nothing I can do about that right now with the current situation, so just concentrate on the projects. This is the first one. And if you did watch my last video, you will see that I did one similar, but it was an open top one. It had sweets in it. This was what it should have looked like. So you've got a really beautiful image on there. You've got a lovely little gift tag, and then we've got some nice embossing, and then it all opens up. I'm not going to undo it because this is going to have a Yankee candle in. It's going to have some lovely treats in for Christmas. But that is what we're going to make. But this time, we're going to make it in, I've used my tonic cardstock, I think it's cherry red, and you are going to need 3 A4 pieces that measure, well, you're going to need 3 pieces that measure, and you're going to have to score all 3 exactly the same. Let me just grab, they need to measure 7.5 inches by the full sheet of the UK A4, which is 11 3/4 inches. And on the short side you want to score 3.5 inches and 7, and then excuse me, on the long side you want to score at 2.5 inches, 8 inches, and then we want to notch, and you want to put a little notch mark at 1 3/4 inches and 5 1/4 inches, and you need to do that 3 times. Okay, so then you need your panels. And you need, I've only got 1. You actually need, oh there we go. You need your panels, and then you need 6 altogether. So I've embossed 4 with my Gemini Snowflake embossing folder. So you could choose any one, or you don't even have to emboss it. So you need 4, and they need to measure 3 3/8 of an inch by 5 3/8 of an inch, and you want 6. 2 glitter ones and 4 plain. And then I've used my surprise creation dies because the bottom of the box does not close up. I've used a Christmas tree, and I've used these surprise creation dies, and I've just cut 2 of these shapes, and the span of that, so you could do it a circle if you want to, it's just 5 5/8 of an inch that way by about 6.5, so a 6.5 span should be enough. And then choose your dies, and then for the top of my Christmas tree I've just got this Festive Wonder die, and I just used the star. So that's everything you're going to need. So you want to take a steel ruler, and where you put the marks, just get my next, yeah, where you've popped in your notches, you want to go from the top score line, and I'm probably going to just have to stand it up. So you want to go from the top score line, I can't even see where I've notched the thing now, to the notch. And we're just making triangles. So again, to that top score, and then notch, score. And you want to do that on all 3 pieces. I probably should have done this first. So you want to do that on all 3 times. Just quite tricky to see on this card actually. Right, I'm just going to pause that and come back. So I've done that, and then what you want to do now is just fold and burnish on all of your score lines. And if you can see, hopefully you can see there, you can see the triangles where I've notched. So that's what it wants to look like. So fold and burnish all of your score lines. This is lovely card. It's got a lovely textured edge to it. It's really nice. Then there's just a few bits to cut off. So the top of your box is this longer side and the bottom is the shorter side. So on the bottom you just want to cut straight up in between those two scores and then chop off this rectangle at the end because you don't need that. Like so. And that is all the cutting. So each piece is going to look like this. But before we do that, we do need to cut in our shape. And that is going to be here. So, do I put it on the first one? I think I put it on the second one. I'm just going to use some low tack tape and eyeball the centre. And I've just cut this twice. So I'm going to just have to use my Gemini, which is a little bit noisy. So I think I'll just set that up and then I'll turn the noise down. Just a second. Right, so I've done that. But what you are going to need is another piece of it. Oh, I'm not sure I've got enough left. Hang on a minute. Oh, I might have. You do actually need 3 glitter pieces. So 3 glitter and 3 embossed, not 4 embossed and 3 glitter. Or you could do. So I'm just going to have to quickly cut another piece of this. What did we say it was? 3 3/8 by 5 3/8. So I'll just cut that 3 3/8 by 5 3/8. So let's go 5 3/8. Keep that by 3 3/8. Yeah, I did 3 because it's 6-sided, isn't it? So what you need to do is put your piece on, glue them down, and then you'll have a bit of glue stuck there. That should dry clear anyway. And you should have that. So you need 3 of those. So take the last one off. So these crafty videos should be coming out Wednesdays and Fridays. For my little crafty countdown. This is the first time I've done this as well. Just a minute. There we go. Zoom in a little bit more for you. Right, so then you will turn this inside out. Well, the other way around, and then we'll just line up. What you want to do is get your glue and get it as close to the tree as you can, so you know that all these bits are going to stick. And then just fill in the rest. Oops. And it is glimmer card, so it can take, you know, a bit of extra glue just to stick. And then we'll just lay this into that gap. Make sure the sides go up. And then just smooth that down. And put your pin away. I just don't want to lose that pin. Keep losing it. Right, so, the rest of the box, just give them a press. And then the rest, we can just stick on these extra pieces. You could pop them up on foam if you want to. Oops. I'm just happy to just glue them on. So if you don't want to watch this bit, just skip along. All I'm going to do now is just stick these down. Do need some better light on my desk, you know. A better cloth, I think. So there's one. And then there's another one. And then that one. And also gonna have to cut another star as well. And then the last one put the last one on here, like so. And then what we can do is just pop the stars on. I do need another one, but I'll cut that in a minute. I'll cut it at the end. There we go. And then that will be the last one. So what I'm going to do is just on all of these skulls that we did, I'm just going to burnish them down like that. So just burnish everything down. Oops. Hang on a minute. A bit tricky there, and then just finding all your lines. Take your time, you'll have more time than me. And then so that's what you want to do on all three of your pieces. So I'm just going to go off, do that and come back. So then what you want to do once you've done that is attach all the pieces together by strip on there. So that's what we're going to do. Just done them two, and then going up your strip, you just want to run your glue along that edge, and then lining up from the bottom because it's easier, as long as there we go. There we go. So you can just turn that over, press that down, and if you have got a little gap, you can just pull it up a bit. So using your bone folder, you can just press all that down, and hopefully when we can fold this one shut and then this one shut, and they will line up beautifully, which they do. So attach these last two pieces, and then holding that nice and flat and closing that one shut. can just hold that down a little bit. Just a second. And then we've got our last Christmas tree star. Oops. I can stick that on. And then you just need your shapes. So if you haven't got these, don't worry about it and use your circles. So put it into the shape as best as you can get it. Decide where you want your front and your back. So I'm going to pick a different front. So I'll have that as the front. So these are going to go down last. So what we're going to do is attach them to there. So I'm going to pop a bit of glue on this corner, exactly the same as I did the other box. So it's really just about eyeballing it really into its shape. So just hold those two there. And then you can just push these two and do that same thing. So pop a piece here, under there, and under there. So we'll just hold that as best you can into a shape. And then these will go forward like so. And then this one as well. And then you can turn it over, press that down, come back and then take your top piece and just lay that over. So like I say, a circle will cover it as long as it's just covering this piece. So we'll just lay that on as best you can. And that covers that over. And then you've got another piece that you can lay inside and it just gives extra strength as well. Oops. So put that in. Can be a bit tricky to get that inside one in, but there we go. And then these will just push and gather in like so. I'm just going to put the pin on here because now we need to make a few holes, pop some ribbon in, and then your tag is just really up to you. I've just got some organza ribbon and I'm going to use my crocodile because it's easier. So, where's that front piece? Okay, so you want to take each corner and I'm going to use the bigger hole. There we go. And we're just going to push that in close to the top all the way around. So just pinching in that side on all of the sides. Last couple, and then last one, which is there, and then you're just going to take your ribbon and poke it through. This is probably going to be a bit tricky. So just pushing your ribbon through each hole. Oh, it's not bad actually. until you get back to the end. I'll get to the last piece, or the last hole. And then chop some of that off. Draw it all in. And then just tie your bow. And obviously this is not going to be very good on camera because it never is. Oh, it's not too bad. But I am going to leave it there because it'll just not be very good if I mess about with it. So I'm not going to do the tag purely because it is only a die. And I think we've all got dies, but this is the one I used. I was gifted it from the lovely Steph, and it just says merry and bright. And once you've punched all the pieces out, that's how it looks. So then you can just have a little play with these, get them to shape, and there we go. That is our Crafty Christmas countdown, project number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll give it a go. If you do, feel free to share it on my Facebook group, and I'll see you again on Friday for number 2. Take care. Bye for now.